Unlike any other car maker, Lotus doesn't ask what the customer might want, they ask what the customer can do without. And it seems we can do without quite a lot. In fact, there are only two luxuries in here. There's an electric window on the driver's side, and another one over there. And they're optional extras. You really do get a sense from this car that there is no waste at all, that it is basically a road-going go-kart. Other than this ghastly badge here, which looks like it belongs on the notepaper of a Middle Eastern hotel chain, it has lights for when it goes dark, a roof for when it rains, and these semi-slick tyres for when it doesn't. Like now. If you remember, we tested a normal Exige a couple of years ago. It came down here to the track and it outmaneuvered a helicopter gunship. And this one is broadly the same on the handling front. God, it's good. Where it's not the same is under the bonnet. Because they fitted the 1.0. Oh, where did that come from? Only you don't drown. Oh, this really is one hell of a car. To see how much of a car, I've devised a little test. This is a Ford Mustang. It's made by one of the world's biggest car firms in Detroit, Michigan. Motor City. It's got a 4.6-litre 300 brake horsepower V8 at the front, rear-wheel drive at the back, and a Stig in the middle. And he's lined up alongside a plastic car that was made by some Norfolk turnip farmers, which is being driven by a fat bloke with a dicky hip. Right, stand by for a 2-lap race of our short circuit. This is sushi versus a hamburger. Times more than that, and twice as many cylinders. I can brake later than him, I can turn harder than him, I can get on the power sooner than him. Where is he? I don't know why I keep looking in the rearview mirror, because all I can see through that is engine. Oh, he's miles away. Norfolk 1, Detroit 0. Frankly, the result wasn't really surprising. Because stuff sold by the gram is always going to be more exciting than stuff sold by the pound. Saffron, for example, is more exciting than lard, or charcoal, or manure. As I see it, there are only 3 drawbacks to this car. It costs £33,000, which is quite a lot. It's pretty noisy when you go past 85, and unless you're as slim and as agile as it is, getting out can be quite undignified. Mostly, though, it's just a triumph of British engineering.